Apocalypse Now by Desutoria. Chapter 25. Birdo, you sure you feel up to this now? The Pidgeotto glared confidently at her trainer and nodded once. Harmony smiled to herself. All right then, use Quick Attack. With blazing speed, Birdo flew into the air before diving down and hitting the seal hard. Frosting! V proclaimed in a panic. V! Hideki yelled in response. Keep your head. You've got a big advantage here in this matchup. Right, she said embarrassed. She knew a Pidgeotto would be no problem for a seal, but there was something about battling her idol, even in practice, that gave her the shakes. Suddenly V was overtaken by a look of determination. Okay, Frosting, use Aurora Beam! Feel! The seal raised its head and fired a brilliant rainbow-colored stream as cold as the night sky. The attack landed a direct hit on Harmony's bird, who shuddered before slowly drifting to the ground and lying down. Enough, Birdo! Rest up! Man, that's strong, she said, feigning surprise. In truth, she'd picked Birdo specifically for the task of training with V. About halfway through her journey through Johto, Birdo had been given the role of designated flyer and had stopped battling for Harmony. As such, it was at a considerably lower level than her other Pokemon, any one of whom could have easily outclassed V's entire team at this stage in her young career. V's eyes grew wide as she realized what she had done. I knocked out one of Miss Harmony's Pokemon! She gave an innocent laugh as she ran forward to hug her Pokemon. Oh, Frosting, you're the best! You're so strong! Feel! Suddenly, the small sea lion flashed with a bright light as it began its transformation. V jumped back instinctively before being overcome with jubilation once again. Frosting! You're already... Gong. Hideki, too, laughed softly as he walked over to Harmony to take Birdo's ball from her. Thought so. I knew he had to be close to evolving as soon as you caught him, but I figured you let him find out on your own. I'll go get her healed up for you, Harm, he said as he took the ball and walked out of the room. Harmony walked gingerly to the center of the stage to congratulate her opponent. That was some good stuff out there, kiddo. Thank you! Wow, I can't believe I defeated one of your Pokemon, Harmony! Harmony giggled and rubbed V's head playfully. Hey, you weren't going easy on me, were you? Harmony smiled. No, V, I wasn't. It's true Birdo's not one of my regular battlers, but no way is she weak. She's a good training partner for you. Just don't expect it to always be that easy with her, she added with a wink. No way I won't. I'm surprised I got you there. Harmony sighed, but smiled at the young girl. No, see, don't think like that. Not even in practice. Not even against me. You've got to have confidence, V, in yourself just as much as you in your Pokemon. But isn't it smart to know when you're in over your head? Like me with 3 badges against you, the champion? Well, if we were having a serious battle, yeah. But in real life, you'd be smart enough not to get yourself in a fight against someone strong unless you're ready, right? V nodded in agreement. You've got to know your limits before you pick a fight, but when you're in one, all your doubts have to go right out the window. Right, I understand. I think I'll have to work a lot harder on that, though. It's only natural for me to worry. It's a hard lesson to learn. It's one of the things Hideki taught me about battling. When I was about your age, I got most of my textbook knowledge from, well, textbooks, and TV and the professor and places like that. But as for the intangibles, I learned everything I know from Hideki. Intangibles? What's that? Intangibles are those things you can't really define or count, like the confidence thing, or an opponent's move predictions. I don't know. You should really talk to Hideki about this. He can explain it better than I can. Talk to me about what? Hideki said, re-entering the room and releasing Birdo from her ball. The Pidgeotto fluttered over to her trainer and cooed excitedly, rubbing her injured leg. Ah! Birdo, be careful. Nothing's wrong with your leg, is it? No, Hideki, you've got nothing to worry about. It's still raw. She picked up her Pokemon and nuzzled its beak with her nose. We've just got to be a little bit more careful with how we show affection, okay, Birdo? There we go. See? Now go back in your ball and rest up, Birdo. It'll be a little bit before I'm ready for our next session. So, what was it you two were talking about when I walked in? And tangerines, V said. Harmony told me to ask you about them. Hideki laughed. I think you're talking about intangibles, right? Um, yeah, she replied, blushing. Sorry, I never heard of those before Harmony brought them up. Don't you think it's a little early to be getting that deep, Harm? Harmony shook her head. Mm-mm. V's got a great head for this already. I think she needs to know how to do it the right way. Besides, we don't exactly have a whole lot of time either. True. Okay, V. You want to know about intangibles? Well, Berto and Harmony just now was a great example. It was? Harmony asked. V simply tilted her head. Harmony has so much love for her Pokemon. See? It rubbed up against her cut, and her response was to pick it up and cuddle it, while gently telling it why it shouldn't do that anymore. A tougher trainer would say that she needs to discipline it better, but I don't agree. In fact, I think it helps her in the long run. Harmony smiled as V continued to listen. How? She asked. Harmony's Pokemon are much more attached to her than anyone else's Pokemon I have ever seen. They love her, and it's not hard to see why. Like her and Shadow, right? Yeah, exactly. Although those two are special even by her standards. But when you have that kind of trust, that unconditional love between trainer and Pokemon, it really shows in battle. Love is a better motivator than hate. Pokemon respond better when they're asked to stick up for someone they love. But honestly, V, I don't think I need to be telling you this. V repeated her intrigued look, the one she'd been wearing through almost all of Hideki's speech. Think back to when Frosting evolved, V. When did that happen? Right after the battle. After the experience he got from beating Birdo. Nope. It didn't happen until you ran up and hugged him. Until you thanked him for how he battled for you. V cracked a smile as she began to understand. It works both ways, V. If you appreciate them, they'll appreciate you back. Yeah, I get it. You just have to be kind to your Pokemon, right? That's it. Although you'd be amazed how hard that is for some people. All three let this remark sink in silence for a bit before V's excitement finally took over again. I think I'm ready for another battle now. Harmony, can you go again? Not now, V. I promised Birdo she'd have some time to rest up. In fact, I think I'm going to go take a nap too. My sleep schedule was all messed up after the last few days. But Hideki, why don't you go? Harm, I really can't. Nothing I have would be very fulfilling for V. I don't think. What about that Golbat you caught at the islands? It's about as strong as Frosting. Oh yeah, Steinman. Actually, you're right. I need to get to know him anyway. Alright, V, you got yourself a battle. V nodded once, a confident look in her eyes. Go, Casey! V threw a Pokeball, revealing the young Eevee that she'd found when Hideki had first made her acquaintance in Celadon City. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold it, Hideki said suddenly, recalling his Golbat and approaching V's Eevee. He squatted down right in front of it and examined it, the young fox returning a curious gaze. Is there something wrong with Casey? This one isn't even sort of ready for this, V. You need to... The two were interrupted by the squeaking of the metal doors. Xerxes emerged enjoying a bottle of soda and a sleeve of plain crackers. Hey guys, how's training? Hideki looked at Xerxes for a moment before walking up to him and reaching for his soda. Xerxes said, pulling the bottle away. Oh, Xerxes, can I borrow that for a second? What? How do you borrow someone's drink? No, I need it. These crackers are as dry as heck. I need something to wash them down with. No, damn it. The bottle. Let me see the bottle. What do you... Hideki caught Xerxes off guard as he snatched the bottle from his hands. Despite loud protests from behind him, Hideki walked back to V and her Eevee, unscrewing the cap from the bottle. He held the cap up so that Casey could see it before lightly throwing it a few feet away. The Eevee let out an eager squeak as she raced toward the cap to retrieve it. This one doesn't need to be battling yet, V. But that doesn't mean you can't work with her in different ways. Like throwing bottle caps? Hideki sighed. Playing in general. See? By now, Casey had returned with the cap, which Hideki took from her with a polite thank you before handing it over to V. Casey's eyes instantly shifted full attention to her trainer, having noticed that she had taken possession of the prize totem. She's still too young. Just take it easy. Build a small bond with her. Baby steps. V's face lit up with understanding. Right, I've got it. She too tossed the bottle cap in front of her, and again Casey raced to retrieve it. Hideki chuckled to himself. Can't remember the last time I worked with something this young. It may not seem like much now, V, but trust me, these little moments mean the world to her right now. She's not the only one who kind of wanted that cap, Xerxes said quietly.